Hey there, folks! Welcome to New York City, the city that never sleeps. Whether you've dreamt of visiting your whole life or you're a seasoned New Yorker, there's always something new and exciting to discover in this concrete jungle. From the flashing lights of Times Square to the green expanse of Central Park, this city has it all. And today, we're going to experience some of its most iconic landmarks together. We're about to embark on a journey, a virtual tour like no other. Forget those old slideshows or grainy videos. This is the 21st century, and we're doing things differently. Buckle up, get comfortable, and get ready to experience New York City in a way you never thought possible. So sit back, relax, and let me be your guide as we dive into the heart of the Big Apple. And before we start, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our Lens of Life Unframed channel. Your support helps us grow and bring you more fantastic videos like this. Let's hit 1 million views together. Now, you might be thinking, a virtual tour? I've seen those before. What's so special about this one? Well, hold on to your hats, folks, because this isn't your average click and drag experience. We're harnessing the power of artificial intelligence to bring you closer to the real deal than ever before. That's right, AI is changing the game. This isn't just about looking at static images, it's about feeling like you're actually there. We're talking high-definition, 360-degree views that let you soak in every detail. Imagine standing in the middle of Times Square, the billboards towering overhead, the sounds of the city swirling around you. And the best part? You can do it all from the comfort of your own home. No need to battle crowds, book expensive flights, or even put on pants if you don't want to. This is all about experiencing New York City on your own terms. Whether you have 10 minutes or an hour, you can jump in and explore at your own pace. So, how does it work, you ask? Well, our AI tour guide has been learning everything there is to know about New York City. It's like having a local expert right by your side, ready to answer your questions and show you the hidden gems. We're talking about a technology that can seamlessly blend historical images with present-day views, giving you a glimpse into the city's evolution. Imagine seeing the Brooklyn Bridge under construction or watching the Empire State Building rise from the ground up. It's like stepping back in time. And it's not just about the visuals. AI is also enhancing the audio experience, capturing the authentic sounds of the city that never sleeps. Hear the taxi horns, the street performers' music, the murmur of conversations, all the little details that make New York City so unique. Now, are you ready to dive into the heart of it all? Our adventure starts in the heart of Manhattan, in the dazzling chaos that is Times Square. Get ready to be bombarded by a sensory overload of bright lights, giant billboards, and the energy of millions of people. From there, we'll find some peace and quiet amidst the greenery of Central Park, a true oasis in the concrete jungle. We'll wander through its winding paths, discover hidden sculptures, and maybe even catch a street performer or two. Next, we'll hop on a virtual ferry to Liberty Island, where we'll stand in awe of Lady Liberty herself. We'll learn about her history, her symbolism, and what she represents to people around the world. Section 5. What to expect. And finally, we'll ascend to dizzying heights at the top of the Empire State Building. Get ready for breathtaking panoramic views of the city that never sleeps, stretching out as far as the eye can see. It's an experience you won't soon forget. Along the way, I'll be sharing fascinating facts, funny stories, and maybe even a few local secrets. So, sit back, relax, and get ready for an unforgettable journey through the heart of New York City. Are you ready? Let's go. All right, folks, hold on to your hats, because we're about to plunge headfirst into the heart of Times Square. Imagine stepping off the subway, the roar of the city washing over you, the air thick with anticipation. That's the feeling we're going for here. Look around. Everywhere you look, buildings reach for the sky, their facades plastered with gigantic LED screens, each one vying for your attention. It's a kaleidoscope of colors, ever shifting, always moving. You might even feel a little overwhelmed at first. That's perfectly normal. Even seasoned New Yorkers get a jolt of excitement from the sheer energy of this place. See that triangular building right there? That's Times Square, the most famous address in the world. It's where the New Year's Eve ball drops every year, a spectacle watched by millions around the globe. Just imagine the celebrations, the confetti raining down, the cheers echoing through the streets. It's a sight to behold. But Times Square isn't just about New Year's Eve. This is where Broadway dreams are made, where fortunes are won and lost, where the pulse of New York City beats loudest. So, take a deep breath, soak it all in, and get ready for a sensory experience like no other. Close your eyes for a second and just listen. Hear that? The hum of traffic, music from shops, laughter of tourists, distant sirens. It's a symphony of city sounds. It's the sound of opportunity, ambition, millions of lives unfolding. Now open your eyes and look up. The billboards here are colossal, towering over the streets. Movie premieres, Broadway shows, brand names. It's advertising on another level. Those screens shimmer, flash, and dance. You might even spot a familiar face up there. The lights and sounds intertwine, creating a sensory experience that's overwhelming and exhilarating. They call Times Square the crossroads of the world, and it's not hard to see why. People from all walks of life converge here. Tourists speaking different languages, New Yorkers rushing to work, street performers showcasing their talents. It's a melting pot of cultures, a testament to the city's diversity and its ability to bring people together. Look, there's a group of friends posing for a selfie, trying to capture the perfect shot with the iconic red steps in the background. And over there, a street vendor selling hot dogs and pretzels. Those are a New York staple. You gotta try one. Every corner you turn, every street you cross, you'll see a different slice of life unfolding. Even if you're just standing still, the city moves around you. Yellow cabs weave through traffic, their horns blaring a familiar melody. Cyclists navigate the crowded streets, their bells a gentler counterpoint to the urban chaos. And above it all, the constant flow of pedestrians, a river of humanity surging through the heart of Times Square. It's a lot to take in, no doubt about it. But that's the beauty of it. Times Square is a microcosm of New York City itself, fast-paced, exhilarating, and always surprising. Now, Times Square isn't just a feast for the eyes and ears, it's also the heart of the theater district. Look around you, those grand old theaters with their sparkling marquees? That's Broadway, baby. The shows, the actors, the costumes, the music, it's world-class entertainment right at your fingertips. You can practically feel the excitement in the air as theatergoers line up, dressed to the nines, eager to be transported to another world for a few hours. The lights dim, the curtain rises, and the magic begins. From classic musicals to cutting-edge plays, there's something for everyone on Broadway. And if you're lucky, you might even catch a glimpse of a star out and about. Broadway attracts the biggest names in Hollywood, so keep your eyes peeled. You never know who you might spot grabbing a coffee or signing autographs. The energy of the theater district is contagious, and it adds another layer of vibrancy to the already electrifying atmosphere of Times Square. So, whether you're a die-hard theater enthusiast or just looking for a memorable night out, Broadway is an experience you won't want to miss. Let's talk about those billboards for a second. They're iconic, they're dazzling, and they never, ever sleep. Seriously, even in the dead of night, Times Square is ablaze with light. The billboards casting an almost surreal glow over the streets. Some of these displays are practically works of art, using cutting-edge technology to create stunning visuals that seem to jump right out at you. Others are more about sheer scale and spectacle, like that giant video screen wrapping around the side of that building. It's like having a movie theater right there on the street. And it's not just advertising either. You might see public service announcements, art installations, even live feeds of events happening around the world. These billboards are a constantly evolving tapestry of images and messages, reflecting the pulse of the city and the world beyond. But there's more to these billboards than meets the eye. They're not just trying to sell you something, they're part of the experience, part of what makes Times Square so unique. They're a testament to the power of technology, the allure of spectacle, and the enduring energy of this incredible city. Now, take a look around at the people. Thousands upon thousands of people from every corner of the globe, all drawn to this one spot. It's a swirling, surging sea of humanity, and it's a sight to behold. You'll see families with wide-eyed children, couples holding hands, groups of friends laughing and snapping pictures. You'll hear languages you don't understand, see clothes you've never seen before, and experience a cultural melting pot like no other. And everyone's got somewhere to be, something to see, someone to meet. Business people in sharp suits stride purposefully through the crowds, their briefcases clutched tight. Tourists with backpacks and fanny packs gaze up at the skyscrapers, their necks craned in awe. Street vendors hawk their wares, their voices competing with the cacophony of the city. It can be a bit overwhelming at times, the sheer volume of humanity, but it's also incredibly exhilarating. There's an energy that pulsates through the crowd, a sense of shared experience, a feeling that you're part of something bigger than yourself. Keep your eyes peeled for the street performers, folks. Times Square is a stage for all sorts, and some of the most talented folks you'll ever meet don't even have a theater to call their own. They bring the entertainment right to the sidewalk, and they're worth every penny you throw in their hat. You might see breakdancers popping and locking, their moves sharp and precise. Or maybe you'll encounter a magician, wowing the crowd with sleight of hand and illusions. And then there are the costumed characters. Superheroes, cartoon characters, even Lady Liberty herself, posing for pictures with tourists. Some folks scoff at the street performers, but I think they add to the character of Times Square. They're hustlers, artists, and entertainers all rolled into one, and they bring a raw, unfiltered energy to the streets. Plus, you gotta admire their guts. Performing in front of thousands of people every day takes a special kind of confidence. So, take a moment to appreciate the street performers of Times Square. They're a reminder that in this city, anything is possible, and talent can be found in the most unexpected places. Now, I know what you're thinking. Times Square is a lot to handle. And you're right, it can be a bit overwhelming at times. But here's a little secret. Even in the midst of all this chaos, you can find moments of peace. See those red steps right there? Those are more than just a place to take a selfie. They're actually part of a pedestrian plaza that was created to give visitors a break from the hustle and bustle. Grab a seat, take a deep breath, and just watch the world go by. You can people watch, listen to the street musicians, or just enjoy the feeling of the sun on your face. You might even strike up a conversation with a stranger. New Yorkers are friendlier than they seem. These little pockets of calm are scattered throughout Times Square, so keep an eye out for them. They're a reminder that even in the most chaotic of environments, it's important to take a moment to breathe, to relax, and to appreciate the beauty around you. Well, folks, we could spend all day exploring Times Square, but we've got other iconic landmarks to discover. But before we move on, let's take one last look at this incredible place. The lights, the sounds, the energy, it's unlike anything else on Earth. As we leave the square behind us, remember the feeling of excitement, of possibility, of being at the center of it all. Times Square is a reminder that New York City is a place where dreams are made, where anything is possible, and where the energy never fades. Now, are you ready for our next stop? Our virtual tour continues to a place that couldn't be more different from the hustle and bustle of Times Square, Central Park, a green oasis in the heart of the concrete jungle. Well, folks, after the sensory overload of Times Square, get ready for something completely different. We're stepping into Central Park, a sprawling green oasis right in the heart of Manhattan. It's hard to believe a place like this exists amidst all the skyscrapers and concrete, but trust me, it does, and it's a sight for sore eyes. Imagine trading the roar of traffic for the rustle of leaves, the flashing billboards for the dappled sunlight filtering through the trees. Take a deep breath, folks, and feel the difference. The air here is fresher, cleaner, almost sweeter. It's like stepping into another world, a world of peace and tranquility, right in the middle of the city that never sleeps. As we stroll along the winding paths, keep an eye out for the park's many bridges, arches, and sculptures. Each one has a story to tell, a piece of history etched into the landscape. And don't be surprised if you see a wedding party or two. Central Park is a popular spot for tying the knot. But for now, just relax. Enjoy the scenery, and let the tranquility of Central Park wash over you. It's time to slow down, to reconnect with nature, and to discover a different side of New York City. You know, folks, Central Park wasn't always this peaceful retreat. Back in the 1850s, this area was a pretty rough neighborhood. Swamps, pigsties, even squatters, you name it, they had it. Not exactly a prime piece of real estate. But then, a visionary landscape architect named Frederick Law Olmsted, along with his partner Calvert Vaux, stepped in. They had a wild idea to create a vast public park, a place where everyone, rich and poor alike, could come and enjoy nature's beauty. It was a massive undertaking, years of digging, planting, and shaping the land. They moved millions of cubic yards of earth, planted over 3 million trees and shrubs, and created this masterpiece we see today. And boy, am I glad they did. Central Park is a testament to the power of human ingenuity and the importance of green spaces in urban environments. It's a reminder that even in the most concrete of jungles, nature can thrive, and so can we. Now, Central Park is huge, folks, over 840 acres. That's like over 600 football fields. We could spend days exploring all its nooks and crannies, but for now, let's take a leisurely stroll and hit some of the highlights. We'll wander past sprawling lawns perfect for picnicking, admire the colorful blooms in the conservatory garden, and maybe even catch a glimpse of the resident wildlife. Squirrels scampering up trees, turtles basking in the sun, even the occasional hawk soaring overhead. It's a nature lover's paradise. And if you're lucky, you might even stumble upon a performance. Central Park is famous for its free concerts, Shakespeare in the Park, and street performers of all kinds. You never know what you'll find around the next bend. But the real joy of Central Park is simply being here, surrounded by nature, breathing in the fresh air, and feeling the city's energy fade into the background. It's a place to escape, to relax, and to reconnect with something bigger than ourselves. Now, Central Park isn't just about wide open spaces. Tucked away amongst the trees and pathways, you'll find all sorts of hidden gems, little surprises waiting to be discovered. Take this beautiful cast iron bridge, for example. This is Bow Bridge, one of the most romantic spots in the park. Imagine strolling hand in hand with your sweetheart, the gentle breeze rippling the water, the city skyline fading into the distance. Pure magic, I tell you. And over there, nestled amongst the trees, is the Shakespeare Garden. It's a secluded little nook filled with plants and flowers mentioned in Shakespeare's plays. You might even catch a sonnet or two being recited. Keep your eyes peeled for the statues too. There's Balto the sled dog, Alice in Wonderland, and even a statue dedicated to the creatures of the night. Owls, bats, you name it. Central Park is like a giant open-air museum full of unexpected treasures. So, don't be afraid to wander off the beaten path, folks. You never know what you might find hidden amongst the trees and pathways of Central Park. Now this, folks, is something special. This grand terrace is Bethesda Terrace. And it's one of the most iconic architectural features of Central Park. Just look at the intricate carvings, the sweeping staircases, the elegant arches. It's like stepping back in time to a more glamorous era. And the centerpiece of it all, that magnificent fountain right there, with the bronze angel perched atop. That's the Bethesda fountain, and it's more than just a pretty water feature. It symbolizes healing and purification, a reminder of the life-giving power of water. Take a seat on one of the benches, close your eyes, and listen to the sound of the water cascading down. It's a symphony of nature, a soothing balm for the soul. This is a place to reflect, to find peace, to simply be present in the moment. Bethesda Terrace is a testament to the artistry and craftsmanship of a bygone era, and it remains one of the most beloved spots in Central Park. It's a place where history, art, and nature come together in perfect harmony. You know, Central Park isn't just a place of beauty and tranquility. It's also a place of remembrance, a place where we honor those who have left their mark on the world. And there's no better example of that than Strawberry Fields. This peaceful meadow, right across from the Dakota building where John Lennon lived and died, is a living memorial to the legendary musician. People from all over the world come here to pay their respects, to leave flowers, and to remember the man who gave us so much music and so much hope. See that beautiful mosaic in the center? It simply says, "Imagine." A powerful word, isn't it? Imagine a world without war, without hunger, without hate. That was John's dream, and it's a dream we can all share. Strawberry Fields is a reminder that even in the midst of a bustling city, there is always room for peace, for love, and for remembering those who have touched our lives. All right, folks, let's get off the beaten path for a bit and explore a wilder side of Central Park. This is the Ramble, a 38-acre woodland that feels a world away from the city's hustle and bustle. The paths here are narrower, the trees taller, the air thick with the scent of pine needles and damp earth. It's a haven for birds. Over 230 species have been spotted here. So keep your eyes peeled and your binoculars handy. You might just spot a rare warbler or a majestic hawk. The Ramble is a reminder that nature has a way of reclaiming even the most urban of environments. It's a place to get lost, to reconnect with the rhythms of the natural world, and to appreciate the diversity of life that exists right here in the heart of the city. But keep to the paths, folks, and be aware of your surroundings. The Ramble is a wild place, and it's always best to be prepared. Now, who's up for a boat ride? No trip to Central Park is complete without a leisurely glide across the lake. The iconic Loeb Boathouse, with its charming blue and green boats, has been a park fixture since 1952. Imagine renting a rowboat, pushing off from the dock, and feeling the gentle rocking of the water. The city seems miles away as you drift beneath weeping willows. The only sounds the gentle splash of oars and the chirping of birds. It's the perfect spot for a romantic date, a family outing, or just a peaceful escape from the city's hustle and bustle. And if rowing isn't your thing, you can always hop aboard a gondola for a more Venetian experience. Just sit back, relax, and let the gondolier do the work while you soak up the scenery. The lake is a reminder that Central Park is a place of contrasts. One moment you're surrounded by skyscrapers, the next you're gliding across a tranquil lake, the city fading into the background. It's a place where you can truly escape, even if it's just for an hour or two. Well, folks, we could spend days exploring the wonders of Central Park, but it's time to bid farewell to this emerald embrace. As we leave the park behind us, remember the feeling of peace, of tranquility, of being surrounded by nature's beauty. Central Park is a reminder that even in the most urban of environments, there is always room for nature, for beauty, for a moment of peace and quiet. It's a testament to the power of human ingenuity and the importance of preserving green spaces for generations to come. But our virtual journey isn't over yet. All right, folks, hold on to your hats because we're leaving the hustle and bustle of Manhattan behind and setting sail for Liberty Island. You can practically feel the anticipation in the air as our ferry churns through the harbor, the Statue of Liberty growing larger with every passing moment. It's a beautiful day for a boat trip, and we're about to come face to face with one of the most iconic symbols of freedom and democracy in the world. Take a moment to appreciate the sheer scale of Lady Liberty. She stands tall and proud, a beacon of hope welcoming people from all over the world. Get ready to be inspired, because we're about to experience Lady Liberty in all her glory. Now, you might be surprised to learn that Lady Liberty wasn't always standing here in New York Harbor. She was actually a gift from the people of France, a symbol of the friendship forged between our two nations during the American Revolution. The idea was hatched back in the 1860s by a group of French intellectuals who wanted to commemorate the centennial of American independence and celebrate the shared values of liberty and democracy. They envisioned a colossal statue, a beacon of freedom that would stand as a testament to the enduring bond between France and the United States. One of these visionaries was a young sculptor named Frédéric Auguste Bartholdi. He was tasked with designing and creating this monumental statue, and boy, did he deliver. Bartholdi drew inspiration from classical Roman goddesses, particularly Libertas, the Roman goddess of freedom, to create a figure that embodied the spirit of liberty and enlightenment. But building a statue of this magnitude was no easy feat. It was a massive undertaking that required the collaboration of hundreds of skilled artisans, engineers, and workers on both sides of the Atlantic. Building Lady Liberty was a true international effort, folks. The copper skin, hammered into shape by skilled artisans, came from France, while the massive iron framework that holds her upright was designed by none other than Gustave Eiffel, the very same engineer who built the Eiffel Tower in Paris. The statue was assembled piece by piece in Paris, where it became a sensation, drawing crowds from all over the world who marveled at her size and artistry. Imagine seeing this colossal figure rising above the Parisian rooftops, her torch held high. It must have been quite a sight. Once the statue was completed in France, it was disassembled into over 350 pieces, carefully packed into crates, and shipped across the Atlantic to its new home in New York Harbor. Can you imagine the logistics of transporting a statue this large across the ocean in the late 1800s? It was an incredible feat of engineering and ingenuity. And finally, after years of planning, fundraising, and construction, Lady Liberty was unveiled to the world on October 28, 1886. It was a momentous occasion, marked by parades, speeches, and celebrations on both sides of the Atlantic. Now, as we stand here on Liberty Island, take a moment to truly appreciate the symbolism of this incredible monument. She stands tall, draped in flowing robes, a crown with 7 rays representing the 7 continents and seas of the world. In her right hand, she holds aloft a torch, its golden flame a beacon of enlightenment and hope, guiding those seeking freedom and opportunity. In her left hand, she clutches a tablet inscribed with the date of the Declaration of Independence, July 4, 1776, a reminder of the ideals upon which this nation was founded. And at her feet, you'll see broken chains, symbolizing the triumph over oppression and the pursuit of liberty for all. For over a century, Lady Liberty has stood watch over New York Harbor, a symbol of hope and opportunity for millions of immigrants arriving on American shores, seeking a better life. She has witnessed it all, folks: wars, recessions, social change. But through it all, she has remained a steadfast symbol of freedom, democracy, and the promise of America. Now, for those feeling adventurous, we can take a virtual climb to the crown of the Statue of Liberty. It's quite a hike, folks. 354 steps to be exact. But trust me, the view is worth it. As we ascend the narrow spiral staircase, imagine the countless immigrants who have made this same climb, their hearts filled with a mix of excitement and trepidation as they approached their new home. The air inside the statue is cool and damp, the sound of footsteps echoing through the metal framework. Along the way, you can peek through small windows that offer glimpses of the harbor and the city beyond. The higher we climb, the smaller the world outside seems to become. And finally, we reach the crown. The view from up here is simply breathtaking. You can see for miles in every direction: the skyscrapers of Manhattan, the green expanse of Central Park, the bridges spanning the East River. It's a view that will stay with you long after you leave Liberty Island. As we stand here in the crown of Lady Liberty, let your gaze sweep across the harbor. Over there, folks, is Ellis Island, the gateway to America for millions of immigrants who arrived on these shores between 1892 and 1954. Imagine the hopes and dreams they carried with them, the anxieties and uncertainties they faced as they disembarked from their ships and stepped onto American soil. For many, Ellis Island was their first taste of freedom, their first step towards a new life. The island is home to the Ellis Island National Museum of Immigration, where you can explore the stories of those who passed through its doors, their struggles and triumphs, their contributions to the fabric of American society. It's a powerful reminder that America is a nation of immigrants, built by the dreams and aspirations of those who came here seeking a better life. So, as you gaze across the harbor, take a moment to reflect on the sacrifices made by those who came before us, the journeys they endured, the dreams they dared to dream. Section 7, Ellis Island, Gateway to America. Now, while we're here, we can't forget about Ellis Island, a place just as significant as the Statue of Liberty. For millions of immigrants, this small island wasn't just a stop on their journey. It was the gateway to a new life, a chance to build a future in the land of opportunity. Imagine stepping off those crowded ships after weeks at sea, your belongings clutched tightly in your hands, your heart pounding with a mix of hope and fear. You'd be herded into the Great Hall, a vast, echoing space where you'd undergo medical inspections, literacy tests, and legal interrogations. It wasn't always easy, folks. Families were separated, dreams were shattered, and some were even turned away. But for those who made it through, Ellis Island represented a fresh start, a chance to embrace the American dream. Today, Ellis Island stands as a testament to the courage and resilience of those who came to America seeking a better life. The stories of the immigrants who passed through its doors are woven into the very fabric of American society, a reminder of the nation's rich history as a melting pot of cultures and dreams. Section 8, The Enduring Legacy. As we leave Ellis Island behind and make our way back to the mainland, take a moment to reflect on the enduring legacy of the Statue of Liberty and the stories she represents. She stands as a beacon of hope, a symbol of freedom, and a reminder of the promise of America. For over a century, Lady Liberty has welcomed millions to American shores, her torch held high, her message of liberty and democracy resonating across the globe. She has witnessed the best and worst of humanity, from the arrival of hopeful immigrants to the horrors of war and terrorism. But through it all, she has remained a steadfast symbol of the enduring ideals that make America great: freedom, opportunity, and justice for all. She is a reminder that the fight for liberty is never truly over, that we must always strive to create a more just and equitable world for all people. So, as you go about your day, remember the lessons learned on Liberty and Ellis Islands. Well, folks, it's time to bid farewell to Lady Liberty and continue our virtual journey. As our ferry churns back towards the city, casting one last glance at the majestic Statue of Liberty silhouetted against the setting sun, let her image serve as a reminder of the ideals she embodies. Remember the stories of hope, perseverance, and the pursuit of freedom that we've encountered today. Remember the sacrifices made by those who came before us, the dreams they chased, and the legacy they left behind. The Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island stand as powerful symbols of the American spirit, a spirit of welcome, of resilience, and of unwavering belief in the power of freedom and opportunity. But our journey through New York City isn't over yet, folks. We've got one more iconic landmark to explore, one that will take us to dizzying heights and offer breathtaking views of the city that never sleeps, the Empire State Building. All right, folks, get ready to be wowed because we're about to experience the Empire State Building, a true icon of New York City and a testament to human ambition. Even from down here, it's hard not to be impressed by its sheer size. It's like a giant exclamation point right in the heart of Manhattan. Imagine standing on the bustling streets below, the cacophony of the city swirling around you. Car horns, sirens, the chatter of pedestrians. And then, slowly, you tilt your head back, higher and higher until you finally reach the top, the spire piercing the clouds. It's enough to make your neck ache, but trust me, the view from up there is worth it. As we approach the building, take a moment to appreciate its Art Deco design, those sleek lines, those geometric patterns, those gleaming chrome accents. It's a style that just screams 1930s, a time of glamour and optimism. And the Empire State Building embodies that spirit perfectly. It's a reminder of a time when anything felt possible, when people dared to dream big, and when New York City was busy building its reputation as the capital of the world. But enough gawking from down here, folks. Let's head inside and start our ascent. Now, before we head up to the top, let's take a moment to appreciate the engineering marvel that is the Empire State Building. This building was built in a hurry, folks, just a little over a year, and it took a lot of hard work and ingenuity to make it happen. Imagine over 3,400 workers, many of them immigrants, laboring day and night, rain or shine, to erect this steel behemoth. They used rivets, over 6 million of them, to hold the steel frame together, the rhythmic clang of hammers echoing through the city streets. And those elevators? They were the fastest in the world at the time, whisking passengers up to the 80th floor in under a minute. Even today, they're still a marvel of engineering, a testament to the ingenuity of the people who built this place. The Empire State Building was a symbol of hope during a time of great economic uncertainty, the Great Depression. It showed the world that even in the darkest of times, the human spirit could still soar. So, as we make our way through the building, remember the hard work and dedication of the people who made this icon a reality. Now, the Empire State Building wasn't the first skyscraper in New York City, but it was the tallest for a long time, holding that title for over 40 years. Can you imagine that, folks? Looking out over a city where no other building even came close? You see, back in the late 1920s and early 1930s, there was a real race to the sky going on in New York City. Building booms, they called them. Architects and developers were competing to see who could build the tallest, the most impressive skyscraper. It was a symbol of prestige, of progress, of the city's unstoppable ambition. And for a while, it seemed like the Chrysler Building, with its gleaming spire topped with a stylized eagle's head, was going to win the title. But then, the Empire State Building came along, and it just blew everyone away. It was a game changer, folks, a symbol of American ingenuity and determination. And to this day, it remains one of the most recognizable and beloved buildings in the world. Now, as we make our way through the building, take a moment to appreciate the stunning Art Deco details. This style, popular in the 1920s and 30s, is all about geometric shapes, bold lines, and a sense of streamlined elegance. Look up at those ceilings, folks. They're not just plain white plaster. They're adorned with intricate murals, gold leaf accents, and stylized depictions of everything from industry and technology to nature and mythology. It's like stepping back in time to a more glamorous era when even the most functional buildings were treated like works of art. And those chandeliers? They're not your grandma's dusty fixtures, folks. They're massive, gleaming sculptures of chrome and glass, cascading down from the ceiling like frozen waterfalls of light. It's enough to make you feel like you should be wearing a tuxedo or an evening gown just to stand here. The Art Deco design of the Empire State Building isn't just about aesthetics. It's a reflection of the optimism and progress of the era in which it was built. It's a reminder that even in the midst of economic hardship, beauty and innovation can still thrive. All right, folks, enough with the history lesson. It's time to head up to the observatories. We're talking panoramic views, breathtaking heights, and a whole new perspective on the city that never sleeps. Now, you've got a choice to make. You can take the elevator all the way up to the 86th floor, home to the famous open-air observatory. That's the classic Empire State Building experience, folks. The one you've seen in all the movies. Imagine feeling the wind in your hair, the city sprawling out before you like a giant, intricate map. Or, if you're feeling really adventurous, you can continue on to the 102nd floor, where an enclosed observatory offers even more spectacular views. It's not for the faint of heart, folks, but trust me, the view from up there is something you won't soon forget. Either way, get ready for an unforgettable experience. And here we are, folks, the 86th floor observatory. Take a deep breath, feel the fresh air on your face, and let your gaze sweep across the cityscape. It's enough to take your breath away. Look at all those buildings, stretching out in every direction as far as the eye can see. It's like a giant Lego set come to life, a testament to human ambition and ingenuity. Down below, the streets look like tiny ribbons, the cars like little ants scurrying about their business. And the people? Well, from up here, they're just tiny specks, going about their lives, unaware that we're watching them from above. It gives you a whole new perspective on things, doesn't it? Makes you realize just how big and bustling this city really is. And yet, how small we all are in the grand scheme of things. But enough philosophizing, folks. Section 7. Spotting landmarks from above. Now, see that green rectangle over there, nestled amongst the concrete and steel? That's Central Park, folks, the city's beloved green oasis. Looks pretty small from up here, doesn't it? Hard to believe it's over 840 acres. And over there, that shimmering blue expanse, that's the Hudson River, separating Manhattan from New Jersey. See those tiny boats plying the waters? They look like toys from up here, and those bridges connecting the boroughs like steel ribbons, they're engineering marvels in their own right. Look for the Chrysler Building, folks, with its distinctive Art Deco spire. And there's the Statue of Liberty, a beacon of freedom standing watch over the harbor. We were just there, remember? Looks like a toy soldier from this height. It's amazing to see all these iconic landmarks from this unique vantage point, isn't it? It gives you a real sense of the city's layout, its energy, its sheer size and scope. Section 8. The heart of the city. You know, folks, standing here, high above the city streets, you really get a sense of what makes New York City so special. It's not just the size, or the energy, or even the iconic landmarks. It's the feeling, the vibe, the pulse that runs through this concrete jungle. It's the feeling that anything is possible here, that dreams can be chased and goals can be achieved. It's the energy of millions of people from all walks of life, all striving for something, all contributing to the city's unique rhythm. And it's the pulse, that constant hum of activity that never stops, not even for a minute. You can feel it up here, folks, in the wind, in the air, in the very soul of this place. New York City is a city that never sleeps, a city that never stops surprising you, a city that gets under your skin and stays with you long after you've left. Well, folks, as much as I'd love to stay up here all night, soaking in the view, it's time to head back down to earth. As we descend from these dizzying heights, let's carry with us the memories of this incredible experience. Remember the feeling of awe as we gazed out over the city, the sense of history as we explored the building's Art Deco interiors, the realization that we were standing atop a true icon of human achievement. The Empire State Building is more than just a skyscraper, folks. It's a symbol of New York City's resilience, its ambition, its unwavering spirit. It's a reminder that even in the face of adversity, we can still reach for the sky and achieve great things. So, as we say goodbye to this breathtaking view, let's carry a little bit of that Empire State spirit with us, wherever our journeys may take us. Well, folks, we've come to the end of our whirlwind virtual tour of New York City. We've walked the dazzling streets of Times Square, found tranquility in the heart of Central Park, stood in awe of Lady Liberty, and soared to new heights at the Empire State Building. Whew, I'm tired just thinking about it. We've experienced the city's energy, its diversity, its history, and its unwavering spirit. We've seen firsthand why New York City is called the capital of the world, a place where dreams are made, where cultures collide, and where anything feels possible. But most importantly, we've done it all from the comfort of our own homes, thanks to the power of artificial intelligence. Remember when I told you this wasn't your average virtual tour? We've seen how AI can transport us to another place, immersing us in its sights and sounds, its history and culture, all without ever leaving our living rooms. It's pretty amazing, isn't it? And the best part is, this is just the beginning. As AI technology continues to evolve, so too will our ability to experience the world around us in new and exciting ways. Who knows what virtual adventures await us in the future? Now, I know what you might be thinking, but Bill, nothing beats the real thing. The feeling of the city streets beneath your feet, the smells of the food vendors, the energy of the crowds, you can't replicate that virtually. And you know what? You're right. There's nothing quite like experiencing a place firsthand with all your senses engaged. But here's the thing, not everyone has the opportunity to travel to New York City, or any other far-off destination for that matter. Life gets in the way. Work, family, finances, you name it. And that's where virtual exploration comes in. It allows us to bridge that gap, to experience places we might never otherwise get to see, to learn about different cultures, to connect with the wider world. It's a valuable tool for education, for inspiration, for broadening our horizons. So, while virtual exploration may not replace the real thing entirely, it's a fantastic complement to it, a way to enhance our understanding of the world and to spark our curiosity to explore further. Think about what we've accomplished today. We've explored some of the most iconic landmarks in the world, learned about their history, and gained a deeper appreciation for the city that never sleeps. We've heard the roar of Times Square, felt the tranquility of Central Park, and stood in awe of Lady Liberty. We've soared to new heights at the Empire State Building, taking in breathtaking views of the cityscape. We've even delved into the past, witnessing the construction of these iconic landmarks and understanding the events that shaped them. And we've done it all through the magic of AI, which has brought these places to life in a way that traditional tours never could. We've seen historical images blended seamlessly with present-day views, heard the authentic sounds of the city, and even had the opportunity to explore at our own pace, lingering on the details that interested us most. It's a testament to the power of technology and its ability to connect us with the world in new and meaningful ways. So, the next time you're feeling adventurous but can't quite hop on a plane, remember the power of virtual exploration. You might be surprised at where it can take you. Now, my friends, it's time for me to sign off, but the adventure doesn't have to end here. There's a whole world out there waiting to be explored, both virtually and in person. If you've enjoyed this taste of New York City, I encourage you to seek out more virtual experiences. Explore the ancient ruins of Rome, dive into the Great Barrier Reef, climb Mount Everest. The possibilities are endless. And who knows, maybe one day you'll even be inspired to visit these incredible places in person. But for now, remember the lessons we've learned, the stories we've shared, and the sense of wonder we've experienced together. Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep your sense of adventure alive. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you for joining me on this incredible virtual journey. It's been a pleasure being your guide through the city that never sleeps. And to New York City, my old friend, until next time, keep on shining, keep on dreaming, keep on inspiring.